Hi, my name is Tάι Νίκολς. I grew up with 6 brothers and 2 sisters, and a single mom in a household of 9. And my dad was in a coma for 3 years before being deceased. Yeah, so basically, when I was 1 year old, my dad had got hit by a drunk driver on the road. He badly injured his leg, and then in a coma, where he spent 3 years of his life. He lost a lot of blood during that time, and my family decided to pull the plug, and that ended his life. 3 years, I fast forward 3 years, and I actually get hit on the same exact road by a car. Luckily for me, I was able to survive. When I had my accident when I was 4 years old, I honestly didn't remember too much about my dad. There was bits and pieces and stories that other people told me. One story that I do remember is when my dad was, I want to say 18 or 19 years old, he had got a scholarship offer from Syracuse University, which is obviously a powerhouse school in America. The legendary coach Jim Boeheim was over there. And he obviously couldn't take the scholarship because he had 3 kids at the time. So he had to kind of shift his focus towards the workforce. And that's kind of where his basketball career, ended. And every now and again I'll hear, oh, your dad was the best in our city. He was this, he was that. But I honestly I couldn't tell you, yes, he was, no, he wasn't, because I don't remember too much about him. But all the stories I hear is he was a great athlete. He played baseball, football, anything athletic he was able to do. So I want to say some of the challenges that I faced growing up without a father figure, and due to the street and the gang violence in my city, was being able to keep my head on straight. I noticed a lot of things around me because we always lived in a poor or ran down neighborhood. So I honestly seen a lot of the things that went on, and I would see homeless people on the street or drug addicts on the street, and I just didn't want to end up like that. And like I said, I'm the youngest in my family, so I would look after what my brothers, what my sisters would be doing. But yeah, my brothers and sisters, they're all successful. I have 3 brothers in the military. 2 of my sisters are in the military. My other 2 brothers, they work very, very good jobs, and one of my brothers is a principal at a high school. And I did have one brother before he did join the military who was heavy into the gang in the streets and stuff like that. But I just couldn't get into that. It just wasn't my lane. And basically, I just followed what my older siblings did, and they were, like I said, they were all successful. They all have great careers now, and that's kind of how I kept myself out of the streets. I have best friends that I've grown up with since I was 6, 7 years old. So we always just stayed together. We played sports together, we ate together, we went to school together. So that's just something that kept my head on straight and kept me out of the streets. So I grew up in the city, Springfield, Massachusetts. It's actually where basketball was first invented. We currently have the Basketball Hall of Fame, where all the NBA players go to get inducted into the Hall of Fame when it's their time. Very small city, not many professional basketball players from the city. One player that we do have who played in Peristeri is Τζο Ράγκλαντ. Very close with him. We still talk to this day. But yeah, we don't have really too many professional hoopers or professional football players that come from my city. So it's a blessing, like I said, in God's name, that I was able to make it out. There's a lot of violence, a lot of gangs, and a lot of drugs that happens within the city. So as long as you keep your head on straight and you have a good support system, you should be able to make something of your life. And then just growing up without a dad, like I said, I had 6 brothers and 2 sisters, and I was the youngest in my family. So some of my brothers and sisters had to look after me as if they were a father figure in my life. My mom did a wonderful job raising all 9 of us under a single roof. Sometimes she worked 12 hours a day, sometimes she worked 16 hours a day. So it's a credit to her and what she was able to do with us. We're all grown, we're all successful in our lives nowadays. So, I mean, it's just a huge credit to my mom, and I wouldn't be where I am without her. So as I was growing up, I got into football before I got into basketball. And I really love football. My mom unfortunately told me to stop playing at a certain age just because of the head injuries and all the injuries football players get. And that's when I picked up a basketball when I entered high school, which is in the States is 9th grade. And then from there, that's the only sport I've played. I fell in love with it the minute I picked up a basketball. And to this day, I still believe I'm a better football player than I am a basketball player, but obviously basketball has taken me around the world. I've been able to see a lot of European countries and travel and play against a lot of great players. So it's been a blessing for sure. You know, I owe it all to my mom and I owe it all to God. And then, yeah, ever since I've stepped on a European court, I've been able to elevate my game and, you know, just continue to do everything I have just to continue my career. One thing I can say about football is if I kept playing, I probably for sure would be in the NFL just because of my skill set, but I'd probably be done with professional sports by now, just due to all the heavy loads that NFL players go through. Like I said, I've been blessed to be able to travel the world coming from the circumstances I was dealt with at an early age. You know, I just hope that God willing, I continue my career as healthy as possible and as long as possible, because this is a dream most people don't realize that, you know, when you're able to travel the world for free and do what you love, there's no price on that. So regardless whether you make a lot of money, you make a little bit of money, you're doing what someone else wanted to do in their career, especially coming from where I come from. So I'm just blessed to be able to still be here and just to see wherever my career takes me. And, you know, I'm just grateful and thankful that I'm able to stay healthy and continue to play at the level I've been playing at. I mean, like I said, coming from my city, just being able to be here in front of the cameras and talk to you guys is a blessing in itself.